Welcome to our deep dive into Bob Marley's Redemption Song.
Yeah.
We're going to try to figure out, what makes this song so powerful.
And why it still feels so relevant even today, all these years later.
Right. You gave me a bunch of sources to look at.
I did. I hope it wasn't too much.
No, it was great.
Good.
We got a Wikipedia article on Marley himself.
Of course.
A You Discover Music article that really digs into Redemption Song.
Yeah, that one's really in depth.
Even some song facts articles.
Oh, nice.
For Buffalo Soldier and
Yeah.
Could You Be Loved.
Those are classics.
And a really interesting YouTube documentary, too.
I love those. They give you, like, a different perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
So, are you ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
It's amazing to me how Redemption Song can still give you chills
Serious.
all these years later.
Like, every time I hear it.
So powerful.
To really get the song, though,
Yeah.
we need to go back to, like, its core message.
Okay.
This whole idea of mental slavery.
Oh, yeah. You know that line,
Uh-huh.
emancipate yourselves from mental slavery?
Yeah,
It's a direct quote from Marcus Garvey,
that's right.
a Jamaican activist.
Huge influence on Marley.
Huge.
Garvey thought that, like, true freedom wasn't just about breaking free from physical chains.
Oh, interesting.
It was about breaking free from the mental chains that hold us back.
I see.
Those limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
the fear,
Yeah.
societal pressures, like
Right.
all the stuff that prevents us from really, truly reaching our full potential.
So Babylon, then,
Yes.
isn't just some abstract concept.
No, not at all.
It's all around us.
Absolutely. Think about all the pressures we face every single day.
Okay.
The need to fit in.
Yeah.
The pressure to, like, chase material success,
Oh, yeah.
to conform to society's norms.
Mm-hmm.
That's Babylon, man.
Wow.
Trying to control your mind.
Okay.
So Redemption Song it's a call to resist those pressures.
Yeah.
To break free.
From those mental chains.
Exactly.
Wow. It makes you think about his life, too.
Oh, absolutely. His own experiences definitely shaped this message.
I mean, he grew up in Trenchtown, Jamaica, right?
Yes, he did.
It says so on Wikipedia.
And those early experiences in Trenchtown,
Yeah.
they really, really influenced his music
I bet.
and his worldview.
Like, his whole life
Yeah,
was this journey
that's true.
towards understanding and overcoming oppression.
All different forms of it.
That article you gave me about Redemption Song
Yeah.
mentions other Jamaican artists, too.
It does. Oh, right, yeah.
Like Toots and the Maytals,
I love her.
Burning Spear.
Oh, yeah, great band.
They were exploring these same themes, too.
Wow.
Redemption and liberation.
Really? So Marley wasn't alone.
Not at all. It was like this broader cultural conversation that was happening in Jamaica.
Fascinating.
So let's talk about one of his most famous songs.
Okay, which one?
Could You Be Loved?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that one.
Right. But it's often mistaken as just like a simple love song.
That's true.
When it's really about so much more.
So much more.
Ah,
It's about resisting the pressures of Babylon.
right.
The lyrics they're urging you
Yeah.
to stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Amidst all that pressure,
Uh-huh.
all those temptations to conform.
It's like he's saying, don't let them fool ya.
Right.
Or even try to school ya.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that you, in the lyrics, it's really interesting.
How so?
It could be referring to Marley himself
Oh, okay.
or to everyone else.
Oh,
you know?
I see, yeah.
It's reflecting that Rastafarian idea of interconnectedness.
Uh-huh.
We're all in this together,
We are. We all face those pressures,
We do.
those temptations
Yeah.
to compromise who we are.
Exactly.
I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah.
The song has this really fascinating origin story.
Tell me.
So the guitarist, Junior Marvin,
Right.
he was just like messing around with this riff.
In London,
Wow.
and Marley was immediately drawn to it.
I love that.
Sometimes, like, the most powerful songs
Yeah.
come from the simplest beginnings.
It's true.
And they actually completed the song in Brazil,
Really?
of all places.
Brazil?
It just shows you.
What?
Inspiration can strike anywhere.
That's amazing. From a random guitar riff
I know, right?
to this global anthem about freedom.
It's incredible.
It really is. And that evolution,
Yeah.
from those early days in Trenchtown
Yeah.
to becoming this global icon.
Mm-hmm.
That's key to understanding, I think, the depth of Redemption Song.
Oh, I see.
His musical journey was also like a journey of personal and artistic liberation.
Absolutely.
He started with ska,
Yeah.
then moved to reggae,
Right.
blending genres, incorporating influences
Like who?
like James Brown.
Wow, yeah.
He wasn't afraid to experiment,
I can hear that.
Yeah, to push boundaries.
Definitely.
And when he signed with Island Records.
Chris Blackwell, the producer, he wanted to create this sound that would appeal to a wider audience.
Okay.
Something that was, like, distinct from typical reggae.
That's Catch a Fire, right?
Catch a Fire, exactly. It has that, like, rock-infused sound.
Yeah.
That really broadened his appeal.
Totally.
And then Eric Clapton covered I Shot the Sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
And that exposed Marley to, like, an even larger, a global audience.
Wow. So his music was breaking down barriers.
It was.
And reaching people all over the world.
All over the world.
But even as he achieved that global fame, he never forgot his roots.
Never.
His message.
Nope.
His commitment to fighting oppression.
He was committed.
He wasn't just an entertainer.
No.
He was an activist.
Right.
Using his platform to speak truth to power.
He did.
That activism was kind of risky, though, right?
Oh.
There was even an assassination attempt on him.
In 1976, that's right.
It was a volatile time back then.
In Jamaica. It really was.
Politically, things were tense.
Yeah, very.
And I imagine Marley being so outspoken made him a target.
Absolutely.
Must have been terrifying.
I can't even imagine.
He went into exile in England, right?
He did. He had to flee for his safety.
Wow.
But even in exile,
yeah,
his music, it was still spreading that message of peace and unity.
And when he finally came back to Jamaica
in 1978,
he did the One Love Peace concert.
Right.
That's legendary.
Oh, yeah.
That YouTube documentary you gave me really highlighted that event.
It was powerful, wasn't it?
Oh, powerful.
Marley brought these rival political leaders together.
Oh, wow.
Right there on stage.
On stage.
And he was urging them.
What? To
shake hands and embrace peace.
I can't even imagine the courage it took to do that.
Yeah, back then. With all that tension.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
The documentary made this really interesting point.
What was that?
It said that Marley wasn't really a politician.
Not in the traditional sense, no.
Right.
But he still wielded all this influence as an artist.
Yeah, it's an artist.
His music, it just transcended all those political boundaries.
He gave a voice to the voiceless.
He did.
And his message, it just resonated with people all over the world.
Worldwide.
It all leads back to Redemption Song, doesn't it?
It does. It's like this culmination
of everything.
His personal journey, his political activism, his spiritual beliefs.
And his commitment to freedom.
All of it.
It's such a raw and powerful song.
It is.
Just him and his guitar.
And his message.
It's interesting he chose to end Uprising with that song.
Yeah, Uprising. His final studio album.
Right.
It's such a stripped-down, introspective track.
Especially considering the other songs on that album.
Yeah, those upbeat, anthemic ones.
It's like this final message.
Yeah.
A distillation of his life's work.
I like that, a distillation.
What strikes me about Redemption Song is its universality.
What do you mean?
It's not just about Jamaican history.
Or Rastafarian beliefs.
Right.
You're right.
It speaks to something deeper.
Yeah.
That human desire for freedom.
It's fundamental.
You were saying earlier that mental slavery, it's not just this abstract concept.
It's not.
How does that idea manifest?
Oh, in our lives today. In so many ways.
Like what?
Think about those times you feel trapped.
Trapped, okay.
By self-doubt.
Yeah.
Fear of failure. What society expects of you.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all forms of mental slavery.
I see.
It's about recognizing those chains.
Yeah.
Those limiting beliefs that are holding you back.
Okay.
And then finding the courage to break free.
So it's not just about external forces then?
Not just.
It's also about those internal battles we face.
Exactly.
Redemption Song reminds us that we can overcome those challenges.
We can. We have the power.
I think that's why it still resonates with so many people today.
Why is that?
We all face our own Babylons, our own internal struggles.
Every one of us.
And this song offers a message of hope.
Right.
Of resilience.
Of empowerment.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we're not alone.
We're not.
And that we have the power to choose freedom.
And it's not just about individual liberation either, right?
No, it's not.
It's about collective liberation, too.
It is.
It's about working together to create a better world.
A more just and equitable world.
Marley understood that personal and societal change, they're interconnected.
Can't have one without the other.
He lived that message.
He did?
He wasn't just singing about change. He was actively working to make the world a better place.
He was a true activist.
It's amazing his authenticity just shines through in Redemption Song.
Oh, yeah.
It comes from such a place of deep conviction,
It does.
from a life lived in pursuit of freedom.
That's what makes it so powerful.
It's not just entertainment,
Oh.
it's a call to action,
A blueprint for a better life,
a more conscious life.
a more meaningful life.
That's incredible. It's a testament to the power of one person's voice.
One voice can spark a global movement.
Marley inspired so much change.
He did.
This has been great. I don't know about you, but
Right.
I'm feeling inspired.
Me too.
Marley's message is so powerful.
It really is.
It makes you want to look at your own life
Yeah.
and see where you might be holding yourself back.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It does, doesn't it? That's the beauty of Redemption Song.
What do you mean?
It's not just a song you listen to passively.
Okay.
It makes you look inward.
I see.
It makes you want to examine your own life
Yeah,
and see where you might be holding yourself back.
that's deep. So what does all this mean for you? How does Redemption Song speak to you?
That's a tough one. It's a question we all got to ask ourselves, really.
Right.
But Marley gives us some clues, right?
Yeah.
Like what?
He talks about those old pirates
Oh, yeah.
stealing our treasures.
What are those
Yeah.
treasures, you think?
That's the question, isn't it? For you, what are those things?
Yeah.
What's being taken away? Or what are you giving away
Yeah.
that keeps you from experiencing true freedom?
Wow.
I never thought about it that way
Me
before.
neither. Those pirates could be anything, really.
They could. Negative self-talk,
Yeah.
limiting beliefs, fear of judgment,
Uh-huh.
all those pressures from society.
Right. It's all those things.
All those things can rob us,
Of what?
our joy,
Yeah.
our creativity, our sense of purpose.
It's like Redemption Song is telling us to take back what's ours.
Exactly. To stand up to those pirates
Yeah.
and say, like, hey, I'm taking back my power.
It's about recognizing our own worth,
Yes.
our potential.
And refusing to let anything or anyone hold us back.
True liberation, though, it's not a one-time thing.
I don't know. It's a process.
Yeah.
A lifelong journey.
Of self-discovery and growth.
You got it.
That
It's about constantly challenging those mental chains.
those limiting beliefs we might not even be aware of.
Exactly. And it's about extending that liberation outward, too.
To others.
Yeah. Marley believed in collective action,
Yeah.
working together to create a more just world.
So it's not just about personal freedom then.
Yep.
It's also about fighting for the freedom of others.
The people who are still oppressed, still marginalized.
This has been incredible. Really eye-opening.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
We covered so much. The history, the music, the struggles, the legacy.
Bob Marley and Redemption Song.
It's a lot to take in.
And we've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to discover.
In his music, yeah.
And the impact his message still has today.
So true. So to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep listening.
And keep questioning.
What mental slavery do you need to emancipate yourself from?
And how can you help others find their own liberation?
Those are some powerful questions. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
Until next time, keep diving deep, everyone, and keep that spirit of redemption song alive in your heart.